grammatical edits, but we could vote on the body of the report on the 9th.
Yeah,
Hand it to them the 14th.
fourteenth and 28th or something.
Do they have a meeting on the 14th?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, 14th,
So we approve it on the 9th?
and present on the 14th.
Sure.
Because by then, we will have all read the report, so all we really need to do is have a formal vote in public. Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
I would agree with that.
so one more meeting on the 9th.
Right, with that, we're gonna open it to a little bit of time of citizens' discussion, input.
Question, where are these minutes available for us to get?
On the Paulding County website.
Well,
Past minutes?
yeah, and for tonight.
Well, they'll be on the,
Larry was reading too fast for me.
I'll email it to you.
they post them, where do they post them on? It's on the, where it's underneath the agenda.
I haven't looked, but I can't find it. Maybe I'm not looking.
I don't think the minutes are actually published till they're
I don't
approved.
think so either.
So,
Yeah,
only this past,
Yeah,
past
this meeting's minutes won't be published until after our next meeting.
I'll
So it'll be.
Yeah,
it'll be-
I understand how that works.
I'll tell you what, when I finish them, if you want them, if nobody has any objection. I'll send
I'll
a
email
copy.
you mine.
Just stamp it draft, because they haven't been approved.
Larry
Well,
said,
you both have, both been discussing things that I'd like to get a copy of, or if you don't mind.
Yeah, after the meeting, you can talk with whoever you want to, and they can work it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, the only other thing I would add is that your better communication with citizens be also end users, as I was saying before. The users of this airport will actually come from outside the county, most of them. So, there needs to be input from the user community somehow, even if, and I would, just for you to consider.
I know, but hopefully that's a given. I mean, that's their customers, right?
You hope so, you hope so. But like I said, it's a highly technical enterprise. But if the PCAA board itself selects an aviation advisor, recommend among your recommendations, but non-statutory or whatever, they select an aviation advisor to be voted on by that board, even if it's a non-voting member, even if it's a non-paid advisor, not member, but advisor. That's all I suggest.
Okay.
Thank you.
here's my email. I was talking to you the other night about our Lockheed cards.
Yeah. Thank you. I see what you mean.
Collectors
Well, I've
items.
still got mine, but you got one of these already.
Yep. You have something?
Yeah, I just got a question and a comment. Is there anything that you know of that would prevent the airport authority from having a private investor, you're talking about bonds, but a private investor might want to come in and invest money as opposed to bonds? Is there anything that prevent them from doing that?
My understanding is the Silver Comet Terminal Partners are doing just that.
Okay, because I mean, G said we want, may want to invest a couple $1 million.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what that lease agreement is all about. That's an external
Yeah.
investment.
I do know some people
That'd be
might
good
want to invest
investment.
in it, that's the reason I'm asking, I didn't know if there's any.
You got a couple
limit on
$1
that.
million, there's gonna be an airport on Paul Harris Road.
For your property. The other thing is,
Short runway.
other thing is, I really appreciate the work y'all done. Y'all done a great job. You know, you spent a lot of time on this, and I really do want to say I thank you as a citizen for putting your effort and time into this, okay?
I got a question and a comment because I've been following this for quite a few years. Have any of you looked at the airport authority's recent budget? Has any of you reviewed it?
I mean, I reviewed what they submitted to the county.
Okay.
Incorporated.
Basically, the way it's been until now, it's all about to change with the money the county's gonna put in. But up until now, the majority of their income has been a rental house, and $25,000 that the IBA gives them has been the majority of their money. Am I not correct, Todd?
Yeah.
They make money off
That's
the
been the majority of their income on their budget.
The gas is pretty much that.
Yeah, the gas is a little bit, but I think their budget's,
Ad valorem taxes off the aircraft there.
gas. That's a long tax. There's a lot of
County
income.
does.
The county does, that's correct.
There's a lot of income generated by the airport. Now, this airport's not generating a whole lot yet because it hadn't got off the ground, very frankly. But what about all those airport, the grants that were,
Right.
that's part of the gross income, but I'm not quite sure I understand the question.
And I've observed before that to the non-flying public, I know you have to look at dollars and cents in the bottom line and are we making money or not. But again, I offer an interstate highway going through a rural county doesn't make any money either, but it's necessary in order to keep the transportation system of the nation operational. The national airspace system or airspace system is dependent upon airports, and those airports need to be interspersed in the communities in which it serves. And you can't really put a dollars and cents value on an airport in the same way that you can't put a dollars and cents value on bridges and other public works that serve the population in general. So for anybody out here who has ever been on a transplant list where you've got a certain number of hours to get to wherever that transplant operation has to take place, the only way you can get there is by air travel. And if you don't have an airport in your community, you die. So you can't really equate exactly profit and loss the same way you can a store that's selling goods and services to the public. So I just caution you to be a little more broad thinking in why airports are important to communities and why airports are not necessarily business-making enterprises. They are life-changing entities that exist in communities. So,
Yes, they are.
okay.
Thanks. Any other?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. You've done an awesome job. And I just want to see this airport do what we've been promised, because we've already spent a heck of a lot of money out there. We've had an airport authority board that has been in place since 1972, that has done nothing to promote that airport. It's been sitting there for finished since 2008. And it looks the same now, except for the terminal building, as it did in 2008. So whatever we can do to influence through the citizen committee to make a successful airport is what really, really matters. And I think, and this is my personal opinion, we can do all of this without commercial flights. That's my personal opinion. We don't have to have commercial.
That's a good point, we ought to look at suggestions on how we could come up with some type of idea, if we've got ideas of how we can promote the airport. Just separate, because she's right, it's, we went out there the other day and there's 5 airplanes and beautiful airport, we gotta have to do something with it.
There are a lot of activities around the country where there's a setup, there's a showcase of the airport, both for economic development and the airport. NBAA coming up in Orlando, and there'll be a double booth there. And there's been one there, I think they skipped last year, so they don't want to spend the travel expense money on Blake or whoever else would man the booth. But it needs to be more, Kathy, I agree with you 100%. And the communication needs to have been a lot better than it's been. But it's not like nothing's happening. That's not correct.
One more.
Yes, sir, I would like to say thank y'all to all of you. You've done a good job. You come in here, you tried to be individuals, you tried to bring integrity, and you tried to have intelligence about things. So, want to thank you for that. We've got a very serious problem. What do we do about it? We work together to make it better. This is a great step. Too bad he got cut off in the middle of it. But to address this gentleman's here, I worked at Charlie Brown for many years, and there was many times we had donor flights fly out of Charlie Brown. There's been many a flights used Life Flight out of Charlie Brown. We could use this. These things could be done without being a commercial airport. It could be all done under the general aviation. It could all be coordinating from Charlie Brown, McCullough, and all these others to bring in these planes to be here. And it's just again, communication with others. So there's other ways to do this and to provide health care the air service over in the last 10 years has become such a great resource in the medical field. When I came on in 1980, we had 2 helicopters in the Atlanta area that I knew of, and they were both based out of what used to be Georgia Baptist. Now we have, I don't know how many, but I know it's triple, just about double or either triple. You got some in Griffin. I mean, the air service is a great community, great resource for the medical field. So I think if we take all these resources and put them together in an intelligent way, we can make this airport work as a general aviation airport. So I thank y'all for your time. I thank you for your actual coming here and trying to do what was good. Just too bad that the plug got pulled in the middle of it. So
And
thank you.
I just want to wrap up, thanks to the citizens here that have come and been, provided ideas, and we've had a good rapport and had been able to exchange ideas and been respectful. So with that, I was going to ask for motion to adjourn unless anybody else wants to have any.
I would like to say something. Communication, I've always believed, is key. I've learned that after a 34-year marriage. Sometimes my husband and I don't even know that we're arguing and we're actually agreeing, but communication is key. I think that y'all have done a great job in letting our officials know that, and I think you can applaud yourself, but I think that y'all have done a perfect job of that, and I really appreciate it. I think some eyes are open now. I'm not defending anyone, but I do think that y'all have done a wonderful job in communicating that they need to communicate better.
Motion to adjourn?
Well,
hold on a second. We'd like to present this.
Motion for Kate?
It says thanks for all your hard work. We appreciate
Nice.
how dedicated you were and how seriously you all took this. I mean, it mattered so much and means the world to us. So thank you very much. And there are many more signatures I would have liked to have been on here, but it was a matter of organizing. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Aye.
All in favor? All right.
I hate to